Omnia.
Hello, hello, and welcome to another stream from Keobastein. Hope everyone is doing well, and good day to you, calm down. And yeah, I will be commentating. I will also actually be participating. I am one of the invitation people for the 8-man invitation, but I will also be doing commentary along with Shinjay, who also been helping with the game community and whatnot. They actually do a lot of streaming for even some other games. I believe their team is called Final Wave Esports, so maybe you want to definitely take some time to check them out. I think they recently just had an event for, not an event, but did a tournament for Pokemon Unite. So that's the thing. I'm not very much big on MOBA, so I didn't stick around to see how that went. But I mean, I believe it's like multiple. I believe it's like maybe the third or fourth time doing the Pokemon Unite tournament. So I have to imagine that it's doing well if they continue to keep doing it. Yeah, they actually did do. There were so many people who did the Battle for the Grid tournaments, as well as Battle for the Grid tournament for the Switch, as well as the Multi Blood Type Lumina tournament and Blade Stranger tournament. They do kind of seem to focus on the Switch, with now and then doing some other game on other consoles and whatnot. So yeah, they were one of the people who actually got a review copy of Phantom Breaker, so that was neat. Hold on, I see my audio is not working. Let me address that real quick.
Phantom Breaker, Omnia.
Well, you may be in luck. I have tomorrow off, and I actually will be doing probably a week one Phantom Breaker tier list. I feel like I need to do one before anybody else get to the punch, so people can understand where Phantom Breaker tier list is at. I believe I have tomorrow off. I was thinking about maybe doing it today, but with the short amount of time I have, because I may be able to stream for maybe 2, maybe 3 hours, and I feel to like kind of really address the tier list, to give it its due diligence, I should put enough time where I could either both showcase stuff as well as explain my reasoning for it. So yeah. So okay, so you kind of got an idea who you think you might be interested in. That's neat. That is neat. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I want to imagine that most people are sincere. I mean, there are some people who have their, let's say, their agendas, which I won't blame them for that. At the same time, even with the people who I think have an quote-unquote agenda, I won't also deny that they have done something for the FGC to some extent. Like, I kind of got my grudge with James Chen, but like last year, he was one of the, who are one of the pillars or most significant people in FGC. Yeah, James Chen was in there in the top 5, and like, yeah, James Chen does deserve to be there. He has done some things. Sorry, for the amount of stuff I dislike about what James Chen does and operates now, it doesn't overshadow what he has done. Since he was one of the few people who did FAQs for games when strategy guide either wasn't common or readily available for people and whatnot. So the fact that he started doing that and then other people started following suit, not only that, James Tidd did provide some of the in-game terminology, not in-game, some of the fighting game lingo we say to this day. I can't remember someone on top of my head, but he was... Lawn Care James Chen arc is a downer. it's something. I mean, but at the same time, I do believe by when I say by agenda, obviously James Chen had to market himself. At the same time, he needs to do what's best for him, and if it is going down this path and road, I can't blame him for that. Me, I got no stock in what's currently going on. Like I have no stock. I have nothing to more or less lose, maybe to gain in what I do and what I say. So I can, if anything, be more genuine. Now I try to always personally stay genuine, but James Chen now has a face. He has a reputation. He has a face, a representation now to put off. So I can't hate him for that. But personally, what I do hate is the idea of the FT saying we all are into this together, one all together, and it's like, no, you guys not. We haven't been like that for years. We always been in our own little cliques, tolerating each other at best, but never really welcoming each other, as far as I'm concerned. And it's still shown. Like, I did have the opportunity to bring Phantom Breaker to a local. I got one person to take a look at the game, and he just said it was interesting, but it seemed like he was already realized that I took it as interesting as an insult. He's like, not in a bad way, it's just interesting. When it's like, I told him, hey, that's fair. You gave the game a shot, and I appreciate that. And then the reason why I was also at that event, or the local, because they're having a King of Fighters in the Guilty Gear Strive tournament. Sadly, there's no King of Fighters people. I actually would have joined that local tournament. But they're going to do Strive. I haven't been playing Strive really at all for the most part. Barely. Still don't even really care to, even with the current state. But a lot of people start showing up. And I see people were looking for, Guilty Gear Strive. Sorry, they're looking for setups for Guilty Gear Strive. They saw my little corner with Phantom Breaker, took a look, and then quickly turned around looking for more Strive setup. No real interest to see what even I was playing. I think only one person even asked, hey, is that Phantom Breaker? I said, yep. Otherwise, that is the state of affair. The reason I want people to check it out because, well, that is one of the, if anything, issue I've noticed about people, if anything. I want to say about people. Let me not say issue. One of the reasons I don't technically need Phantom Breaker to be the next Street Fighter, the next Mortal Kombat, Tekken, or even Best in the World. And hello, RK. Thanks for joining. I appreciate that for visiting. But yeah, I don't need Phantom Breaker to be like the best thing in the world. But one of the reasons why I do like Phantom Breaker is because I am in the mentality that you can still have a competitive, deep, in-depth fighting game with simplified controls. The reason why I hope that now Phantom Breaker is not the only game to try to do this, but the reason why I adore Phantom Breaker the most is Phantom Breaker still looks like a fighting game if you look at it just even from a distance. Like if you know nothing about it, Phantom Breaker still looks like a fighting game. In fact, the person who came and checked out Phantom Breaker when he was playing it, he kept trying to do quarter circle moves. He's like, how do you do special moves? I was like, oh, it's a button in the special. He's like, oh, he didn't realize it was that type of fighting game. So the reason why I do a Phantom Breaker, the reason why Phantom Breaker to be seen is because I want to show that you can have a fighting game that has the simplified controls, but still be a fighting game in depth. We have games like Fantasy Strike, which is a fine and decent game in its own right, but I also don't really think it's a good game to teach fighting game people because how much it's strayed away from traditional fighting game rules. And that's the same for what other games we got out there. I mean, I know people like to use Smash. I think Smash is a party game, but I won't open that can of worms. So, besides that, I mean, we have Fighter Animals is there, and I think they do it pretty decent. A little combo heavy, but it's decent. But the idea is, hey, I think we can have a fighting game. Yeah, Battle for the Grid is actually a pretty good one. Actually, yeah, that's a very good one too. Battle for the Grid. I can say Battle for the Grid has a little special place in my heart because I do like that it's a versus fighting game, but a grounded versus fighting game, not one that relies heavily on wave dashing or abusing assists per se. I mean, assists are strong, but it's not there. The only thing is the combo length are a little too long for me to digest. Rather, how about this? When I'm playing Shadow Ranger, only Shadow Ranger, I'm having fun. Once I gotta play other characters and then remember their optimized combo, then it becomes, oh dear. And it becomes too much to try to remember. This is why I'm even struggling with King of Fighters. Because to go from, okay, I lost this character, now I'm playing this character, now I remember what this character worked and their quirks. I'm just not a fan of memorization, personally. Which is why I hesitate to play certain 3D games. I say hesitate, but I still adore and appreciate them and whatnot. But yeah, Battle for the Grid is a good game. And then it's also Blade Strangers and whatnot. That's why I do think Blade Stranger is pretty nice and decent. Still hold Phantom Breaker personally, because the reason why I like Phantom Breaker still above those games is because Phantom Breaker is still the fighting game that allows you more or less the most flexibility in how you want to approach the game. You want to play hyper aggressive with emphasis on combo, you got your quick style for that, and of course your character that emphasizes that. You want to play slow and methodical, you got hard style to do that for you. You want to play somewhere mixed between without fully going in depth into anything, then you have Omnia style. And then Phantom Breaker is one of the few games that I feel that gives characters who are defensively driven and designed around that, personally. Like, alright, let's all right. I'll go to I'll probably do online. So, like I said, for starters, like Tokyo straight up is a wall. You don't really get a chance to close in on him. And I like that we have a character that actually has a playstyle of, I don't need to play aggressive, I'm just going to keep you at bay and make you work to come in towards me. We then have Inde, who's also another wall character, but he has one of the best projectiles in the game. Like, let's go ahead and just get Inde in here. And I'm going to get another character who else I want to get in here that's... Well, yeah, let's actually go with Yuzuha. Yes, I have. Oh no, you said Yorkie. Acho, welcome aboard Spin Jutsu. Hope you're doing well. So, I feel if there's a certain playstyle you want, like a character you like, you can pretty much find them in Phantom Breaker. And now with the introduction of Artifactor, who's probably about to overtake Shizuka as my favorite character. So, alright, we got Inde. You want your zone happy character, since we know as of late some fighting games have been steering away from zoning. Well, look at Inde. That's a normal. And I can still do beam. I have this beam, I have upward beam, and I have beams with different trajectory. Look at his normal. Screen control, no problem. And whatnot. Yeah, Yuzuha is definitely mad fun. I'm gonna emphasize why she's a very interesting mix-up character. Because you want a character who mix up all day? Yuzuha does that. But just to finish up with Inde. Alright, we have this move. Again, a move that's... I love that Inde is a keep away character, but also a simple keep away character. Like, alright, my point to get close, do this. They're being airborne. Like, they want to try to approach me airborne. Forward jump. Guard off. Alright. So. Did they actually make that no longer air unblockable? So that used to be air unblockable. So that's interesting. So that's a change. Yes, she has a command throw off. It's a follow-up off one of her flying attacks. It's best to consider it like whatchamacallit. If you ever play Vega from Street Fighter, then you'll kind of have an idea. So hold on now. Okay, so now they made that air unblockable. That move air unblockable. This used to be air unblockable. That's not the case anymore, which I think that's a necessary nerf because one, this move is like not really that punishable, and it puts people back, and it has a big width. So you know, I think that's a fine nerf they did. Otherwise, and they still has this. So people starting getting real close. Look at that keep away he can do, and if not, he could just. Oh, is that air unblockable? Nah, don't tell me they made that air unblockable now. Oh, no, that can't be. Did they really do that? And they might go up a tier. Nah, this is why I think I'm going to do my week 1 tier list tomorrow because I want to give time to check this thing. That's gonna vary from character. If I'm correct, you're playing M. Well, here's what you gotta understand about Phantom Breaker in its combo system, per se. One, Phantom Breaker does have an infinite prevention system where if you use a certain move certain amount of times, your combo will end. And if I may, I think the best person to show this off will be Waka because she has a loop that could look like indefinite, but then the combo prevention system kicks in eventually. But let me just show the combo infinite prevention system, and then I could go on to combo structures. Alright, so she definitely has. Let me actually do Finn. Cause I think Finn's still floaty. But it looks like they actually did nerf her loop as well. Well, sort of nerf. God, I think I was able to do it in the demo, but it looks like that's not really possible. You know what? There's another way to do this. Yeah, should have saw that. Alright, you saw how she just fell out? You see that, right? So, when Phantom Breaker notice you doing particular loops, then they basically make the character have no hitbox after that. And in fact, are you still playing M? Because I could also probably make it happen from M in one of her combos. Is that who you're still using? And before I go any further, I think I still need to show user hub because... Alright, Neo, let me just show Neo's Spinjitsu. Let me just show M's stuff, and then I jump on user hub because I was talking about how user hub is like a very good mix of heavy character. That is another thing that, while I'm not confident, this is a theory right now, I think styles also determine what combos you really can do. Like, for starters, I think hardstyle is allowed to do longer combos, while quick style, if you do certain loop with quick style, they like, nope, we end your combo immediately, and that's by I think it's by how many times you use certain normals. But let's see. Well, you said with the 5M, so let me do. Say one of 5M combo. I forgot she has. See, all right. Well, here's one thing. One, if you start using her M sequence, then you definitely want to use her dashing M. Like that is her primary combo tool. Her dashing M. Once you got someone in the air, since you're in quick style, what you might want to do is. Get some type of hit just to keep them close, and then you want to use down to H. Like as I said in my M highlight video, M has really good unique normals. Like she has a lot of unique normals, and her jumping to H, this vacuums people. I mean, it's also good. What you call it? A good cross up to button. But when you do have an opponent airborne, this will vacuum them closer to her. And once you got them vacuum closer to her, then you want to do a double jump and do this. Like, this is what you really want to aim for in your juggles. This. One, because it makes your opponent's hard knockdown. You see how it makes her hard knockdown? Oh, 4M? So what do you do after 4M? Well, 4M, you have to go into your heavy normals. I mean, you can still use your heavy normals still. But, if I'm correct, I believe her heavy normals, like, I think after the second attack, they are considered punishable. Like, I think this is safe. What, is that safe? I think she may be safe with that. But these, if I'm going off extra, they're punishable. So you'll do this, then try to do your dashing M. So that. You can add more to the chain if you need help with confirming, but just realize that that's going to make your infinite prevention system probably kick in sooner, if I can show this properly. Huh. You know, I keep forgetting because now opponents have either, since opponents do have more air stun, it is possible to probably land and. Oh yeah, so if I want to do that, that works too. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to need to kind of work on that, but that's kind of where the main foundation for M's juggles will be her Sisis M and whatnot. Now, because you are using Omnia, you don't have the option of well, actually, here's a little trick you can do with M, I think. Oh, no, wait. Alright, well, here's something I want to show you to do if you got your opponent in the corner and you want to start setting up for a combo, possibly. Oh, no, she does fall back. Damn it, they don't do... Nah. Oh, wait. Can she still get grab off of that? Maybe she can. Hold on. No. Yeah, she's not fast enough for that. Because one thing that you can do in Phantom Breaker, if you hit somebody with a projectile as they're falling down, their grab pickable. Okay, alright. There's another card I could use to better showcase that, but for now, Spin Jitsu, if you're still here, I could show you something about Yuzuha now. So let's go ahead and go to Yuzuha real quick. But yeah, M has pretty good, like, she has a lot of air normals, so you want to use, not air normal, she has a lot of unique normals, and that helps both her neutral as well as her combo game, so you want to definitely get used to that. You could go to her dashing M, because dashing attacks are considered special, so even if you're in, let's say, a hard attack string, like, this is, well, how about this? You see how this is Yuzuha's dash attack? You can go to a light dashing attack even if you're already in the M or H string. Like, because dash attacks are basically considered like specials, so you could, go right back to a dash attack no matter where you are in the string. Except you do counterburst. Counterburst, that's like, yeah, done deal. You can't do anything like that. So yeah, you want to see your dash attack as special. That's why when you even do dash attack, you can cancel them into other stuff. Like, say I whip this. Well, how about this? Here we go. You can still cancel them because they're still considered they're like specials, and you can do specials into EX specials and whatnot. That's why, like, for quick and hard, like, because dash attack seems very powerful, but they definitely lose hard to, let's say, dodge, for example. Do I want to keep her? Yeah, let's go mid-screen for this, since I'm trying to show off Yuzuha's missile potential. See, that's how you keep yourself safe from that's how you keep yourself safe, usually. And, of course, if they dodge, then you can, that's guaranteed punish. Now, one thing, now, like I was saying, why I like Phantom Breaker. So, Phantom Breaker is a game that I feel almost give every style a representation. I was just showing how Ende has very strong zoning and keep away, which we know, again, a lot of fighting games have been shying away from as of late. But not Phantom Breaker. Granted, Phantom Breaker is a game that's back from 2011 where the trend of getting rid of zoning wasn't exactly prominent. But let's look at this mix-up character. So one of Yuzuha's primary mix-ups is that. Now, originally, well, how about this? Watch, she's gonna dodge even that because this even has a hitbox. So you got basically a 3-run mix-up. Are you gonna just do that, which is a regular strike itself, or are you gonna do this, which auto tracks and is safe, or a command grab? So your opponent has to guess 3 different things when they're dealing with Yuzuha. Now, one thing that makes her also... Now, the reason why she is actually a Vortex character, and why I say characters like Gaito and Kirisu, who do have a similar... We get a knockdown, and we just run a certain game plan. Yuzuha is a true Vortex character because almost every action she does can lead her back to getting a hard knockdown and doing it, and basically put you in the blender. Like, for example... now I have, and I could do this again. So you're going to constantly... Now they added that to Omnia, but even when she didn't have that, she still had a jump that allowed her to, well, for the other style wise. She was able to keep going, and well, let's say you were in a hard style, so you didn't have access to a double jump. Then what you did was, and that's how you kept your thing going. Or let's say you want to actually convert off of this properly. Get a true combo off of that. You get a true combo. And that's probably one of the things I also like about Phantom Breaker. Like, they don't let you... Like, they don't really limit what you can do. Like, right now, a lot of people know that I love Melty Blood as after taking Curry Go. And because Melty Blood felt like a very big and open game. Type Lumina, they definitely restrict a lot of things. Like, for starters, one thing I usually like to do, because I'm not good at confirming, I'll do some string into a sweep. Okay, did the sweep actually hit? Are they down? Cool. I'm allowed to pick up the opponent if I use any EX move that relaunches. Type Melty Blood, Type Lumina, they pretty much got rid of that. You're not able to OTG pick up an opponent, more or less. And that disappointed me because it's like, why not let me do that? In the old game, they let you do that, but they added additional damage scale, but it's like, well, you know... they went with, well, we don't want you to do that. We just want you to commit to doing one thing or another, and then that's it. Like, a lot of games have been going to the route of, we control how you play the game. Like, we're going to steer you to a certain way how you play a game, which that is not a bad thing, per se. That's not a bad thing, because, for starters, Samurai Showdown, the latest Samurai Showdown, you're definitely dictate to how you should play the game. But thankfully, they also give a variety of different play style that allows you to play the way you want. Like, if I want to play Samurai Showdown, yeah, I gotta play Samurai Showdown, but I can also play with Wu, who gives me good zoning, some decent zoning, a good counter reversal game, and defensive option. And that's what I want. I like having good counters, good defensive options, being able to play slow and methodical. So even though Samurai Showdown is a game that deliberately is play slow and methodical, if you want to play aggressive, you do still have character that allows you to play aggressive. I think, yeah, we can definitely say Marvel's Capcom 3 definitely does that as well. You're able to personalize yourself a lot. The only reason I just don't stick on that because the execution barrier is a little more than what I'm willing to do, because wave dash is very important in that game, and that unfortunately pulls me away from the game. But I will say Ultimate Marvel Capcom 3 does give you that freedom as well. So, yeah, that's why that is considered one of the greatest, games. But personally, that's why I also am a fan of Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. There's I mean, wave dash is there, but it's not emphasis. You have instead, 2 air dash or double jumps and whatnot. And I love they did that in TVC. That's why I personally like tossing vs. Capcom over Ultimate Marvel. Will I say it's a better game? No, but it's there. They don't allow you to customize your assist, which is disappointing, but at the same time, you also have the Baroque feature, which lets you cancel to anything. You do have the ability to do supers into another super, to another super, to another super. So there is some flexibility in what you can do. And knowing that, I think you actually could like choose which super your crossover super your character did. Like you could do either the gun, so you can either do the machine gun, or I think you could do the other one. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Yeah, basic fighting game does apply to Phantom Breaker, and that's why I like it over, Battle for the Grid, Fantasy Strike, and some of the other fighting games that try to do easy accessibility, because they gear too far away from traditional fighting game to almost make me think, okay, they're not really fighting anymore. Like, all right, the arena fighting games. Like, I do like My Hero 1 Justice. I do like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, even Demon Slayer. Will I call them fighting games? Actually, no. Yeah, they can. They can. So those are not good examples. I need to go back through the list of a lot of games I have that are, that claims to be fighting games, but I feel they changed their rules too much to be considered fighting game. Well, how about this? Here's a good game that I did like. I liked the Demon Slayer. That's a Demon Slayer. That's Samurai Deeper Kyo for the PS1. That is a fighting game that actually that looks like a regular traditional fighting game, but one thing they do that makes me think, okay, this is maybe going a little too far and being too different. Like how they handle timeouts. Like when you get timed out, they don't do who has the highest health value. They force you to a sudden death, and that sudden death only ends into whoever lands their super. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of that per se. Kill la Kill, you can say Kill la Kill like that. I don't dislike what Kill la Kill does as this game. Yeah, Pokken is really decent. I do like Pokken, but you know what? Yeah, in fact, Pokken's a good example. Pokken is a good competitive game, without a doubt. Is it a good game to learn fighting games? Absolutely fucking not. It is not a good game to learn fighting games per se. Like what you learn in Pokken pretty much stays in Pokken. What you learn from games like ARMS, let's say virtual M-Bond, they pretty much stay in their respective games per se. And you know what? Maybe I can say that that's the case for arena fighters. Yeah, most arena fighters, their rules are, these are our rules, and you can't really take it anywhere else. And that's why, like, I don't blame them for doing that, because they're trying to do their own thing. But is it a game that still resembles what a traditional side-scrolling 2D fighting game is? No, they're not. And this is why I like Phantom Breaker, because it basically does do what the other game is. Okay, we got action as a button. You can press multiple buttons to, not multiple, you can press one button to make something happen. You do see cool shit happening with, like the dodge, supers, and whatnot. But the controls are basically arena fighter controls almost. So that's why I adore Phantom Breaker. But let's get back to User Hub, because this supposed to be a User Hub showcase. So, for starters, User Hub has that, which is... So sorry, User Hub has that, which is a dive kick that is plus. So she has that, which obviously tracks and whatnot. Then she has this, which that is a low, as you can see. But not only is that a low, because it's also a command. You see how she had to quickly go back to standing because this is the overhead. So because this is a command, you can still command cancel it. So she can keep going for mid-sub. This is a character, if you want mid-sub and vortex, that is what she does. Actually, yeah, you can still even do these. Yeah, so this is what, so even hardstyle can they still do this? Hold on, let me see this. Hold on. Probably not. Okay, well, I think that's how they. I think this is why they allowed her to do it in the air, because essentially quick style was her superior style because you had a double jump, so you could do stuff like. So you could do stuff like like that, but how about this? I suck. I suck. I suck. So you could do stuff like that to start doing this up. So I think they added. So like I said, in Omnia, they added the ability for her to do this in the air, and I think that was done so hard style won't seem irrelevant because oh boy. So hardstyle can actually do that because it's just going straight into doing this again. So now hardstyle can still retain its mix-up even if it's lacking a double jump per se and whatnot. But not only that, Yuza has some good dash shot. That's an overhead. That's a low. For Sara, I think Yuza also has the fastest unique normal that's an overhead. Like, that's all overhead. And I'm pretty sure that's really fast. That's also multiple overheads. So you could go in between that to try to bait people out with that, or go for additional overhead and whatnot. So yeah, Omnia is good. Omnia style is actually pretty decent, especially if you don't want to deal with the other mechanics of Phantom Breaker. Omnia style is still good based off the fact that in tension mode you get 2 bars instead of 1. Like match. I'm blind. There we go. So look at it. So as you can see, I'm getting at least going to get 1 bar. Granted, tension mode has ended, so let's go ahead and keep tension mode infinite for now. So as you can see, I get 1 bar. And even if you use your bar, you don't have any meter bill penalty, so you can use that to, like, this is where the meter management of Phantom Breaker come in. Like, for starters, let's say you're nearing the end of the round, the tension gauge is almost about to be full. At that point, you're kind of okay to just blow your meter unless you really want to use your character's Phantom Breaker or you want a full stock overdrive. Otherwise, just kind of use your meter, because if you kill them, you're gonna start the next round with your meter refilling back up, or starting to refill. Because if you end a round with Omnia timer, the Omnia timer is going to the tension timer is going to reset. So you're kind of free to just use your meter more or less, at least your 1 bar option wise. Now let's go to Omnia, and we'll see how much quicker that meter builds. And I'm going to use Ende.
Style. Omnia. Good choice.
Now let's look at tension gauge. You see how much quickly you get to level 1 really quickly? Like I can just start using meter with pure liberty, because Omnia gives you 2 bars. So you get roughly 2 bars in tension mode. Now you don't have overdrive, which is the power-up state, or the ability to burst out of combos, but you get to run 2 meters, and this is why character like say Ende really thrives in Omnia, because he has one of the best whip punish super like this. I can use this just to keep the opponent at bay. I think you did something? Just keep you there and whatnot. And that's the thing that's good about Omnia, because Omnia gives you a balance in being meter management. Like meter management becomes much easier in Omnia style because you don't have overdrive that's gonna put you in overheat state. You don't have emergency mode that makes you use your meter to get out of a combo. You just use your meter for EX moves and whatnot, which there are characters who I feel have better EX moves than using their Phantom Breaker. For example, let's go with Waka per se.
Choose your fighter. Weapon. Style.
For her Omnia, but we'll put her also in. Let's do quick style.
Good choice. Get ready. I won't hold back. Get ready. I won't hold back.
Yeah, like her super is kind of not all that great. Not bad, but just also not really that great.
Get ready. I won't hold back. Weak.
I'm actually trying to get hit by it.
Hold back.
Now that's because of tension mode that did that. Let's go ahead and take tension mode off for a second.
Get ready. I won't hold back.
So that's what her Phantom Breaker does, and that's if it's raw. Trying to even land that raw, not that easy. It's not that easy to land that raw. And if you're doing a combo, it's gonna damage scale ridiculously.
Get ready. I won't hold back.
Oh boy. Look how I'm barely doing any damage after that combo. So, oh boy.
I won't hold back.
So let's look at that one more time. Yeah. Did I do it on the other side? I guess I did do it on the other side. Alright. Alright, let's go on the other side. What?
I think so.
Okay, why did it get missed this time? Alright. Hold up. Right here. There we go. I got this archive, so I don't really need to, but... Yeah. Either way, Waka... Yes, you do have actually faster frame data and quick style, while you have slower frame data and hard style. Their damages are changed by the styles, as well as their guts value, and of course the system mechanics you have. So yes, like, here's a good example of this.
Choose your fighter.
But, alright, I'll do Waka as a dummy so I can try to show.
Sophia. Style. Dakota. Style. Good choice.
For example, I didn't do that properly. Hold on. Yeah. All right. So look out for this now. Better yet. You see how she's safe right there, right? Now, if I use hard style, I am DP punishable because of my slower frame data.
Sophia, style, hard. Dakota, style, good choice.
As you can see, I'm punishable. So, yes. And this is the reason why, with the Wikipedia, even though I got character pages up with the pictures of the characters move, I haven't put frame data in there because it's going to be difficult to do frame data when it's different from different styles. And I haven't learned what would be the best way to address that as of right now. So, yeah. Frame data does change how a character functions. Not say frame data. Different styles will change how a character more or less operates. Both their speed, both their attack damage, guts value, and the sword. So, yeah, you do want to keep that in mind. So, I did say I was going to use a hub, but no, I didn't need to show. So, yeah, but now here's what hardstyle does have over quick style. For example, let's look at this combo string right now. One hit guard. All right. So we have 1677, if I'm correct. That was hard. Well, let me put hard 1677. All right. So that's what hardstyle did. Let's look at the combo one more time. So that's what hardstyle gets on that with no tension mode available. Now let's do it with tension mode. Well, I did that too quickly. Why not use the same character? I mean, hold on before we do that.
Not bad. Cool.
3278. So let's put that now. Hard. The reason why I don't do it on the same character is because the values are going to be different. Like if I did hard Sophia against quick Sophia, so I don't interchange. The problem is hard Sophia has different damage and health value compared to quick, so it's better that I have one set dummy to do the combo on. Is that if that's what you're talking about? And I immediately forgot what the combo I was doing again. 3278. So 3278. Now let's go to quick style.
Sophia, style. Dakota, style. Good choice.
Now, So 1778. So quick is 1778. So that's what we got with quick. I was supposed to be equal sign, but you know what I mean. Now let's look at that with tension mode. As you can see, that means quick style does do more damage than hard style when there's no tension. But now when there is tension,
Cool. Cool.
as you can see, basically almost a K under what 2654. So let's go and put that on screen now. 26. Was it 54 or 44? Fine, 44. Thank you for giving me that. So as you can see, when it comes to tension mode, hard style does do more damage than quick style. And then here's another thing to also keep in mind. So one of the reasons that everybody also love quick style because they're like, oh, I get this. I get custom combo and all that, right? That's gotta be amazing, right? Well, yes, if you want to do lockdown pressure, chip people out, it's great for that. But for your combo, let's look at the same combo of what I do if I do it in quick style. And remember, in quick's overdrive. And remember, overdrive is supposed to actually enhance your character's ability. Yet quick styles.
Not bad.
Well, I messed that up. Ah, that's what to be a dash attack. Please give me my dash attack.
Not bad. Cool.
So, I'm not sure everybody can see, but you saw where my damage was when I did it in Quick's Overdrive. Oh boy, I suck at this.
Not bad. Cool.
I'm now doing almost less the damage. I pretty much did less the damage I did outside of Overdrive. I can see quick style when you activate its Overdrive, you actually do less damage to compensate for the fact that you're faster, your opponent faster, and you can cancel anything. So, yeah. I know right now there are a lot of people who are trying to say quick style is the truth, hard style should never be used, and I'm like, no, that's not the case. One, if anybody see any match videos, a lot of people will see how, dang, this person lives on Magic Pistol a lot, and a lot of the time it's because one, quick style is not good at closing out rounds because once you get a certain threshold, your health refills, much quicker. Like you do recover red health by itself, but when you get to a certain threshold, then red life start recovering much quicker. And in quick style, when you start doing like a combo, you already seen how in Waka's combo that damage scale was basically doing almost no damage. So the fact that when someone's at lower health, and the fact that quick style has very minimal damage, people can live on Magic Pistol a lot against quick style because quick style gotta do a lot of combos just to kill people off. It's what people are used to in Persona Ultimates. Once someone's awakening mode hits, you need to start doing some lengthy multi-hitting hit damages just to make sure somebody starts dying. But then we add top of the fact that hard style not only gains the guts from losing health, not only do they increase the character's defense, but also red life does recover even quicker for hard style. So a lot of times, quick style gotta put in more work just to kill off a hard style character, and not the case for hard style. Oh, we just need to get a few hits in, and you're going down. I didn't want Wako because I did want to show you what Sophia's hard style does in Overdrive. Because here's one thing: people always keep saying hard styles Overdrive is just you get solid armor. It's not just you get solid armor; you do get attack damage boost based off the tension mode value. So for starters, we do got on screen what, you know, her hardstyle combo does. Now look at what it does in.
Coward. Coward.
So I'm doing 23. So I'm basically doing 2K off my standard bread and butter when I normally was just doing that. And that's not even with tension mode. Once tension mode gets involved, yeah, that is the game. Like someone did make an analysis saying like they feel that tension mode is equivalent to Unlike Ember's grid bar, and I'll say that's probably the best comparison. A lot of people like to say that apparently they want to compare tension mode to danger mode, which I don't think is a good comparison because one, danger mode is randomized. You can't control when danger mode comes. And Phantom Breaker, you can control when tension mode is about to start. And not only that, let's say you right now you're in a match where you get no benefit from tension mode, but your opponent could gain benefit. Like let's say you already have one bar, but your opponent has no bar. Tension mode starts, so now they're trying to wait you out to get that bar. Oh, tension mode started? Well, if you hit someone with a set burst, that immediately ends tension mode, and it's only a hit. So let's say, okay, I don't want you to get tension mode. Like right now, this is why certain time in certain matches you may just want to end with a set burst because let's say you kill somebody and tension mode still going. That means when you go to the next round, tension mode is going to be activated and at this full timer that it was at. So it's like, oh well, I don't want you to have tension mode. I don't want you to get the tension mode bonus of either more damage or just get residual meter buff. So let me use set burst, kill you quickly, or just deny tension mode. So now we don't have tension mode here anymore. Did I sacrifice my meter? Yeah, but if I got the advantage, I can try to build that meter up on my own again and whatnot. But let's get into this now. So for simple bread and butter combo, I did 4K in hardstyle, and that's not even, you know, a good bread and butter combo per se. So as you can see, hardstyle starts building up meter really quickly. And then not only that, how about this? For starters, alright, max mode. Alright, actually here's a better way to do it. Infinite tension. There we go. So not infinite, but normal. So now you don't need 200 meter for overdrive. You just need 1 meter for overdrive. And then one reason why I'm pointing this out, because overdrive, your length of overdrive is determined by how much meter you have. So Quick's level 1 overdrive, it goes really quickly. So they don't really get to take in that benefit that much. Hardstyle overdrive, it actually still lasts pretty significantly. Like it still lasts pretty significantly. And then not only that, if you just want to use the damage output, like well, hold on. We'll wait for the meter to build. There we go. So, that was not the. So even at level 1 overdrive, Hard's overdrive, which is solid armor, still gives you a lot of damage. Actually, you still get the unstill base damage and whatnot. No. And here's actually other good thing about whatchamacallit, hardstyle's overdrive. Like it's after overdrive activation, it kind of has a freeze frame that could kind of give you the advantage in certain scenarios. Actually, we'll just do it on Shizuka. Do I want to do it on Shizuka? Yeah, let's do it on Shizuka. So, all right. You see how she was still standing there, even though at the overdrive a while ago? Yeah, overdrive, hardstyle overdrive, your opponent kind of frozen for a good period. yeah, you see how it wasn't really slow, but it just freeze frame, and you still tend to have some advantages. And the reason why that's also important is for tech chases. Alright, let me just give myself regular meter. I don't need whatchamacallit. I don't need whatchamacallit, teaching mode for that. So now, so you can see, so I'm recovered from that. Yeah, hold on. Ah, that one wasn't good. Actually, alright, you know, there's a better way for me to do this. I have a better way of showcasing what I want to do. So, one hit guard. Here we go, one hit guard. Alright, as you see right now, they're going to tap my grabs. As you see that, I can't get a grab going. Damn it. Alright, you see I got the grab, right? You see how my grab still went through? When you do a proper tech chase with your grab will be guaranteed on them coming down. Because they're still at the frame, we saw how she was just turning around. When you're turning around, you're not allowed to block, so you're not allowed to block, and you're also in counter hit frame. That's why the grab is guaranteed. Actually, I take that back. I think you can still block. I think she can still block that, but you have to block manually because, as people know, Phantom Breaker does have well, no, not guard all, because then they'll actually guard even the cross up. So, as we know, Phantom Breaker has, auto guard. But, if you time an attack just before... See? Alright, there you go. It's difficult for, but if you time your cross up just perfectly, no longer auto guard. The auto guard only works for standing. Now, for lows, you have to actually do crouching low. Yeah, there's our auto guard Phantom Breaker. But as you can see, you can bypass that if you do counter hit. And this is one of the strengths of Sophia. Another character who's good at doing this is Cocoa, because of her dive attack. The dive attack are really good for that. As you can see, Cocoa has also a dive attack that's just like that, but hers is multi-hit, and she's insanely pleasant, so she can go for it multiple times. Then there's Etsuki, who has a turnaround Tatsu move, but she kind of stays in a neutral position, coming downwards. That's also difficult to, guard against. Now again, this will disable auto block, not regular blocking. So if you got your cross-up on point, then your opponent can still block it. They just need to block it regularly. But once your opponent starts learning to block regularly, as in doing back block, doing that block, then you can do same side mix-up. And that's how you start getting same side. Because Etsuki is a character who's driven by doing left and right, and basically mix you up doing by left and right, doing either a fake up cross-up or same side mix-up. That's how Etsuki operates. So yeah. And that is what's, again, one of the benefits of... Now, Crystal can do this much easier, but Hardstyle's freeze frame also makes it pretty easy to do, too. Coward. No, let's do this. Can I do it mid-screen? Can I do it mid-screen? Well, that's one of the advantages you have for your opponent being able to attack early in the air. Because if they want to come down with a button, alright, use try to reflect them or just do your air unblockable. If they want to just keep their iframes coming down, then you can tech chase them to. So yeah. So that is like one of the main reasons you will go to hard style for. Basically, you can survive matches longer. You also have the parry, which makes it hard for opponent to maintain their offense. And yeah, pretty much that's kind of it. Hardstyle may not have that much fancy mechanics, but they can. They could deal with air unblockable setups a lot. Like, don't want to use this. Well, question: is there any other character you want to see, Yorkie, or you're pretty satisfied? I mean, it's not wrong to regular guard at a habit, so you can definitely also feel sure that, you know what, when in doubt, just let go of the stick until someone does a low attack. Yeah, I could definitely do that. In fact, that'd be good for whatchamacallit, end day too, since I want to use end day. Let's go ahead and do Shuzuko. Let me just show you one of the reasons that also makes protection hardstyle, I won't say a superior style, but a much more reliable defensive option. That didn't go so well. Yeah, the training mode is picky, unfortunately. Oh dear. So is this game input at times, unfortunately. Still love it, but boy, can it be.
Not that easy.
Okay, so that is air unblockable. I'm trying to block it.
Not that easy.
As you can see, I can deal with air unblockable setups. If I didn't suck. So, yeah. Quick style doesn't have anything like that. They just have that evasion they do on the ground. So if they're in the air and you got a good timing on your air unblockables, it's pretty much free. They can't do anything about it unless you're, again, hard style. Now, the universal super that Omnia side has. So, just jump. Like, they could just quick punish you for doing anything. Well, probably not. Yeah, I could probably still guard after that. But it's a super at home, but if you dare jump, you're pretty much. Okay, the track is not the best in the world. Oh yeah, all supers are air unblockable. Like, that's always a universal rule. Whether it's ES or your final super, it's air unblockable. The only exceptions are certain characters who have air supers, and it's for select characters. Like Tokia and Kokoa, they got air dive supers. Those are not air unblockable. But Mei, like the Zoner character, the pink hair Zoner, her super in the air, still unblockable. Yuzuha, when she does her air flipping move, that is air unblockable. So it varies from character, but otherwise, yes, supers are always air unblockable. Always. Oh, I think I even tried to reflect that. Yeah. Now that is the weakness of hard style. Like they can't multi parry against projectiles. Like they specifically designed that so zoning doesn't get weak. And since majority of projectiles are multi-hitting, pretty much, yeah, hardstyle is not good against zoning for the most part. But then not only that, you can also guard counter that.
Not that easy.
Yeah. Now, as you know, we can burst in the game, even supers. But this? Oh boy. See? I could only burst when the last hit.
Excellent.
Hey, you see how much damage I just took for that? Woo. So, hold on, cause that looked like I took even more damage.
What the? Not that easy.
Can you actually dash through though? Nah, not really. Nah. I'm trying to realize why did I take even extra damage there. Maybe because of a counter hit. Can you armor through that? You still take the chip damage.
What the? Cool.
I'm not sure how I did a little extra damage earlier. We'll have to explore that. But yeah, that is a universal super for every person. Oh, the activating overdrive did more damage to me? Oh, not overdrive, but... But because Indie's damage output is low, it's not as decent. But let's say someone like Artifactor or another character who has high damage, no, you can't chip kill in this game. Can't chip kill in this game, but the game still does have guard crush, so even if someone's heavy on the defense, they will eventually get guard crush. So once they guard crush, then that's a guaranteed hit unless they armor through it. Let's check that one more time. So you can't. So you do have enough time if you high jump it. So if anything, that is your one way to probably deal with it is high jump it. But I would say ideally you'll use it as a guard cancel, as a combo extender, because for example, like Ende. So let's say Ende does get a guard cancel. Let's say he gets that, gets a wall bounce. If he does that and then the super, well, actually, not only that. Well, hold on, not only that. You're free to add, and you can combo off of that too as well. So that's the one thing you forget. You can't combo off of that because your character is recover. Oh darn! I did it.
Not that easy. Awesome. Not that easy.
Because that's not a counter hit, that won't work. But then again, let's say someone actually air tests and then wants to try to come down with the button. You activate that and that's guaranteed punish. But let's actually do the thing I wanted to show. Nah, that didn't happen like I wanted.
What the?
I want kind of, you know. Will that still be counter hit if I just do counter hit? Let's see. Counter hit, first hit. That's guaranteed. Yeah. So if he can get that raw bounce as a counter, then you can activate that and then just get some disrespectful. In fact, that could be even made stronger if I had timed that when I fell down, because anytime you're on the ground, that's also a counter hit punish. So one hit guard. Oh well, I still have a counter hit. Well, no, I can still short, even if that is the case. Oh dear. So yeah. Well, how about this? You see how I still got the critical counter hit even though they're on the ground? So anytime you hit a person on the ground, that's considered a counter hit, which means you do get bonus damage because of that, and they can't tech it either. Yeah.
I see now. I see now.
Yeah, you see how my first hit still did significant damage because that's counter hits. So yeah. And honestly, yeah, this kind of goes into why I really like Phantom Trigger. There are so many layers of how the game allows you to approach its gameplay and mechanics. And now that they gave Omnia a Universal Super, and this is why I still again feel, for example, like Ende is definitely a stronger character now, but Omnia also makes him stronger because he basically can do that 4 times. So basically, I get to control neutral for all that time. And yes, Ende can still attack, as long as he doesn't use a normal. Wow. You see how I ended earlier? Because, oh well, dummy ended. But yeah, Ende with Omnia, that's why I think that's his best style. And then not only that, Omnia also allows you to use use regular normals as guard councils. So if you like using Omnia style, then you have more ways to guard council than just high jump, forward jab, back dash, and super. Now you can guard council with commands. Yeah, I didn't let him. Oh dear. Wait. Do I have him on guard? That's why. Also, we can get off counter hit. Normal? Normal? No, just none. Okay. Does guard council cost any meter? Yes, it does cost your guard gauge. Guard council costs your guard gauge. Even the same thing with the parry and the evasion. That, well, actually, no. I don't think evasion weakens your guard gauge, but then you're going to use it in the air, and as I showed, you can, well, let me show it here real quick, then. So, I see he can keep baiting and whatnot.
What was that? What was that?
Where's your guard gauge?
What was that?
I'll show you in a moment.
What was that? I see now.
If you use a move that quickly recovers, you can counter with a grab, and that grab is guaranteed.
What was that?
Sloppy.
See, I wasn't quick enough so they're able to grab tech that. Now, you said you want to see where the guard gauge is, so let me go ahead and get Gaito, because Gaito is the best at showcasing this.
Style. Good choice.
So the guard gauge is the force field around your character when you block. That's how you see the guard gauge. Guard all. You see how the guard gauge is. Now, it doesn't really look like it's going down. Now, look at when I do Gaito's. You see how it's turned red, right? You can say sort of like Smash, but you see now how it's red. You see how it's turning deeper red? When you're about to get guard crushed, you'll see a warning on the opponent's side of the bar. Or no, just straight broken, maybe too close. Yeah, so when it's color-coded red, you'll see that. But not only that. All right, guard all, but now look at this. Reset. We're going to just let her keep backstacking for a moment. Her guard gauge should be, quote, healthy, right? Because I haven't attacked her since then. Now, you see how she got broken? Immediately got broken? Because she kept backstepping. We could do it one more time just before. Alright, see where her guard gauge is now? Now, let's have her do a couple backsteps. Now that she did a couple of backsteps, do you see how her guard gauge? Well, I put that in my, 6-tip video. So yeah.
Great.
And as you see, Gaito, like that would make Gaito top 3 in. Does the changing wall color mean anything on the side in the corner? No, it's just an indication that you're near the wall. So you should be aware of that when you're near the wall, that the opponent basically it's just an indication to let you know, hey, you're at the wall now. So if anything that is soft knockdown, now they can air attack. Anything that they can air attack means they got faster recovery, and you can be punishable if you don't, be mindful of what attacks you use. So yeah. So one thing that made Gato high tier, top 3, was because, besides the fact that he had a good even set play himself, because like that's an overhead. This is a really decent low attack, and his demon fall. Sorry, he's plus like that. That's plus. That means I'm allowed to run a miss up again. Because that is an overhead, so they need to block that high. So yeah, they gotta block that high. Well, no. Let's check that again. I got on guard all. See, if you want to check what something is high or low, put them on guard, not all guard. Because then they're going to just stand guard everything and only block lows with lows. Alright, so that's a low. See, that's an overhead. So that is an overhead. Now this slow short range one, again, if you time it, I'm now plus to run. And this is his like main attraction. This right here, this 2M, that's all a low. Now I said that's an overhead. So, all right, you thought I was gonna do the 2? You think I'm gonna keep doing the 2 low? Nah, I'm going overhead here. And then the missile just keeps going. So, and once he gets this, all right, I get to run, because the only option you have is to quick rise or roll away. And if you're gonna roll away, then I can chase you down with this. And let's just say you even manage to be really good at blocking my mid-subs. All right. Let's just get rid of your guard gauge so now you can't keep blocking for long.
Naive.
Excellent.
Yeah, no problem. Take it easy. I don't think I'm going to go anywhere just yet. So, yeah. This is what made him really strong. This EX move, because it basically destroys your guard gauge. Even if you were in hard style and try to parry it, you gotta parry a lot of it. And then on that, this is also projectile invo. So let's say your opponent is pretty keen on trying to burst. I didn't do that properly. Oh boy. Hold on. No, one. There we go. There we go. Alright, there we go. Not doing it quick enough. How much I be doing it quick enough? Really? Oh right, okay, it has to be 2 hits. Ah. Right, it has to be 2 hits. I keep forgetting that. It's a little more trickier than I wish. Alright, I'm trying to cancel into this because this does give him projectile invisibility, even against emergency mode, but I kind of suck at that, so let's... try that one more time. Oh boy, I suck. Oh yeah, look, I'm being silly. There we go, see? A little tricky, but as you can see, he is projectile invulnerable. That was a lot more harder than I remember it, but I guess that's... And I'm pretty sure that's also safe on block. Well, sorry. It's... As you can see, yeah, he's projectile invulnerable. Only at the first startup. Eee, boy. So, yeah. There's no chip damage in the game, but there are characters who are exceptional at breaking down your chip gauge. Gaito is definitely the number one at that. Rio was kind of that character too, but with a much more resilient guard gauge, she struggles a lot more because how she got guard gauge was if you air guard, then you took additional guard gauge damage in the older games. Now, that doesn't seem to be the case in Omnia. At least, if it is the case, I can barely tell. There was an arcade release for Phantom Breaker. It's called Phantom Breaker Another Code. That was based off vanilla, and it's essentially the worst version of Phantom Breaker. One part because it's based off the Sega Edge, the Sega Ringboard Edge, which introduced much more additional input lag compared to the 360 console release of vanilla Phantom Breaker. Not only that, they also omitted the characters. They also omitted Rimi and Kirisu, who were present in vanilla. So that's why a lot of people. So that's why even when it got an arcade release, the Phantom Breaker fans didn't really bother going to it because it was considered an inferior version of Phantom Breaker because they lost two characters. The Sega Ring Edge had more input lag than the 360 one, which people already got used to. So they're like, yeah. Even though at the same time, they also took out Finn and Infinity, and they had to wait like half a year before they made Infinity and Finn a playable character again for some reason. Not sure that was the case, but yeah, when Another Code was released, you only had the base roster, and then there was no Rimi, no Kirisu, no Infinity, no Finn. Even though Infinity was there as a boss, you weren't allowed to play with Infinity until like some months down the line. Then they made Infinity playable. No, they're not new to Omnia. They've been here since Phantom Breaker from the beginning. They've been here since Phantom Breaker from the beginning and whatnot. And they had to nerf Kirisu because she had an infinite against Infinity. She actually had an infinite that was game breaking. And I think even Rimi was a little busted because they were basically playing biased favoritism with the, science adventure characters because, they have such good ties. And they know everybody's going to go to Phantom Breaker to play those characters. So they made them intentionally strong, busted, and good. When we finally got to Extra, and that's another thing too, Phantom Breaker Another Code came out in 2013. That's like 2 years after the 360 release. But then after the arcade release, and like 4 months after the arcade release, we got announced Phantom Breaker Extra, which is the game that became available for PS3, 360, region free, and he also added these characters: Ende, Sophia, Shizuka. Rightfully nerfed Kirisu, but she was still top. She was still top tier, and made the game much faster than vanilla. Because if you want to talk about, like, people saying, "Oh, Phantom Breaker looks slow," look at Phantom Breaker vanilla, and then you will see what slow gameplay is. You will see slowness. Yeah, Infinite versus Infinity. They did make a lot of jokes about that, how the character's name Infinity, and yet there's an infinite on him, but not other characters. That definitely was a joke for a minute. But yeah. So yeah, Phantom Breaker did have an arcade release, but the Phantom Breaker community was like, well, we got the console version. It's almost pretty much better than the Sega Ring Edge. And then it's on the Sega Ring Edge, which is also not really a popular known console. The only time you go to a Sega Ring Edge if you want to play Under Night Ember, I think Etzer was. I think Etzer, not Etzer. Yeah, I think SR was initially on the Sega Ring Edge, and then it migrated to Netsuka later on. Yeah, Extra did make the game much faster. And then Omnia makes the game even much more faster, which I think they didn't account for. Since Omnia is much faster, it's now hard for Hardstyle's protection to counterpoke people because now the game just runs faster. It seemed like they didn't fine-tune Hardstyle's protection to account for the faster speed. Because in Extra, if I got protection, pretty much your turn is over. It's my turn now. Like, you have the ability to still cancel, but I still at least have 1 to 2 frame advantage over you. So if I did faster, so if I just did any attack, you have to do something either with invisibility or clash to beat protection. Now at Omnia, it seems your frame advantage is not that much. Like, I don't think you even really have frame advantage. I think you just allow the cancel out of your guard into an action. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for too, because Phantom Breaker Extra for the PS3 did have that. It had a lobby mode with spectating option. It wasn't really good because in my last stream, as I told with some people, yeah, it had a lobby feature in Extra, so that means they could do it. They had it, but they chose to take it out because, to quote what the developer, or at least what Rocket Panda says, Rocket Panda asked the developers, and the developer says, to make the online better, which it is better, I can say right now, the online is better than Extra. Is it by a drastic significant margin? That's debatable, but it is a better online experience by removing the spectating and lobby features, which I could sort of understand that because even in Extra, the lobby system was really busted. What do I mean by that? For starters, you didn't have the option to skip. So the only way to give up your turn, you had to let the timer run out, and that timer took at least 20 to 25 seconds. But then not only that, let's say I'm hosting a room, there's an open slot available, somebody wants to get in, but if me or if there's a match going on, you can't find the room. In other words, you have to wait till after the match finished, we go through the results screen, then we're back into the menu before you're allowed to search for the room or even enter the room. Because sometimes you can find the room, like someone can send you an invite, but you won't be allowed to go inside the room until the match is actually over and people are back into the lobby menu. So there is justification as to why they don't have a lobby, because their lobby wasn't really good. It didn't handle itself well. That just kind of speaks to, how was Phantom Breaker online. Even in Japan, which we know has godlike internet, if you look at any Japan tournament or match videos that's online, you'll see that they all play on the online safe stage, which was Mikoto's stage and Mei's stage. They would not go to any other stage because the online was not that good, even when they had, 4 bars for themselves. So, yeah, not having lobbies, a bummer. Not having spectator, even also a bummer. But I also understand why they chose to not do that. And this is not really trying to give an excuse, but it's rather, your last lobby system wasn't good, so you just decided, you know what, let's just not do lobbies because we're not good at it, which does hurt the game in its own right, in its own way. But we did get a better online experience. Like, I can play people from Europe and be tolerable. Not good, but tolerable. I have played against some Japanese people, and it was, once again, sort of tolerable. Tolerable. While as opposed to Phantom Breaker Extra, playing Japanese people online, it was worse than Aquapaza. In fact, yeah, I'll say this. Phantom Breaker Extra netcode, I'll say it's worse than Battle Fantasia and Aquapaza. And if you play those games, you know how bad that netcode is. Those netcode is. It's either worse than those, or if anything, just as bad. So yeah. But as again, I do hope we do get. I hope we do get lobby somehow later on. I'm hoping they could do what Fighting ES Layer did, because Fighting ES Layer also didn't have lobby functions and whatnot. But they did do something where, okay, somebody can make a room and someone just has to spectate. It wasn't really a true lobby function, but it was something. So yeah. Yeah, Battle Invitation on 360. I have for both PS3, 360. Even on the Steam edition, when I tried that, it was still terrible. And I love Battle Invitation. Battle Invitation is without a doubt at least in my top 5 fighting games. At worst, top 6 or 8. Definitely in my top, but it's definitely there. I think it really is top 5. Top 5. I think number 1 is definitely. It's going to be between Melty Blood, Actress Again, Current Code, and Phantom Breaker. But admittedly, my love of Phantom Breaker probably does outshine Melty Blood, since I actually care about Phantom Breaker, the characters, the lore, and the story. Melty Blood, I only care about the lore afterwards, and I think the lore is fine. Am I itching to go watch Melty Blood? Nah. Am I going to go watch that infamous Melty Blood anime? Nah. I don't love Melty Blood that much. I still think Melty Blood is a great game. So yeah, probably number 1, Melty Blood. Then it's that's it, Melty Blood. No, number 1, Phantom Breaker. Number 2, Melty Blood, actually Current Code. And then number 3 is going to be a toss up between Arcana Hearts and Nitro Plus Blaster. More than likely Arcana Hearts. I personally like Nitro Plus Blaster, but Arcana Heart kind of deserves its notoriety. Then I'll add Last Blade 2 because that's my favorite like 90s fighting game. Like, that's the fighting game that got me into fighting games. And then Battle Fantasia is right in there. Right at probably number 5. So, that would be like my favorite list of fighting games and whatnot. So, alright, let's see maybe if I could get a match in. Since we did about 2 hours, that's pretty decent. I need to actually run maybe some errands. Actually, I want to see my record. I want to see where am I at now. Did I go down more? I'm still up. Oh, yay. I'm 14. I am following Komi on Twitter and whatnot. I know who they are. I did play Lair back in Phantom Breaker Extra back on the PS3, so I'm glad they're here. I don't recall playing Pacho. I know, I'm pretty sure this is Akuma Homura, I think. Aqua Dynasty, this is, I played and been teaching Aqua Dynasty the I forgot to pronounce the name properly. Regardless, I've been teaching them how to play the game, and they've been already developing some tech for that. And also, they're going to be part of the Phantom Breaker community tournament that's going to be happening April 2nd, and I'll be there as well. I don't recall many of these people. I haven't played it before. And then here I am. Yeah, so it looks like me and Aqua are the only Shizuka players trying to get Shizuka up there. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the list has been announced. I know it's me and Aqua. I'm pretty sure, I think Shani Luna's in there as well. I have to get back to that list. They have it on Twitter, so I think the Twitter will. Actually, no. I think they might still be doing some more invitation, asking who wants to join. Yeah, I actually now I don't think the list is finalized just yet. Who's going to be part of the community tournament? But besides that, there's also a Brazilian first 2 session going on very soon from the Brazilian side of people. I know Razor and Jota are doing that. They're also known for playing Shin Kohime regularly as well. Ooh, wait, this is gonna be a match. And because of the connection, I'm gonna go ahead and use quick Shizuka because how much I love my hard style, it's not really. It's a handicap online. It's a handicap to use online, unfortunately.
My blade is thirsty.
Input 3, see? Or not, this is person from Japan. Well, I don't know if they're Japan. I'm assuming they're Japan. But input 3, as you can see, Oh no, got to 8. Never mind. We're good stuff.
Finished. Crimson. No way.
Too bad. Good.
Ooh. Fair enough.
Too bad. Good.
You're getting cocky. I'm not done. Nearly so.
Too slow.
Nice. Yeah, the delay is messing them up too.
Foolish.
Yeah, and that's what's good about Cocoa's dive attack.
I wanted some loot, but watching you bleed is a close second.
Winner. Coco. The fire in your heart is burning. Round 2.
I mean, PC has delay. I mean, you mean delay netcode? Yeah, that's. Also, this person, I'm pretty sure law is from Japan, so this is definitely across the seas. I know I played them before. Decent.
Foolish.
Yeah, I was matching for dear life for that one. Fair, fair, fair. Ooh, oh, I thought I was gonna be punishable.
You're getting cocky. Foolish.
That wasn't worth it. I had to confirm the hit. Woo! Nice. I respect that. Fair, fair. Yeah, I tried DP, but yeah.
I wanted some loot, but watching you bleed is a close second.
Winner. Coco.
Ooh. Mind if we get a selfie when you're done bleeding?
Well, that was an online match. So I'm at the 2-hour mark now, so I'm trying to debate if I want to play just maybe a single player game or go ahead and just wrap this up for now. No, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap this up. We got a 2-hour stream, man. I got home but haven't eaten anything yet from work. And I also need to prepare for bed pretty soon. So, alright. Everybody, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy yourself. Take it easy and see you later.